Well, good morning. So what I want to talk about today is how to sell your home during the holidays. And we've been in a little bit of a cold snap here in Georgia. Heard some people even got some flurries pretty close to us here, but we didn't actually get anything in Warner Robins. But anyway, so selling your house in the holidays. There's a lot of reasons that people sell their house in the holidays. Of course, we're in a military town down here in Warner Robins, and a lot of PCSs happen over the holidays or in that winter time frame, So also deployments happen, pretty much year round. So for whatever the reason, some people need to sell a house during the holidays. So I want to give you some tips for doing that. The first tip to sell your house during the holidays is to keep everything warm and inviting. So when people walk in your house, especially when it's cool outside, you want your house to be warm. And so if you have a fireplace, especially if you're going to be showing the house and people are coming over, try to have a fire in the fireplace. Try to have the heat turned up just a little bit more than normal to make it comfortable, because what you want is for them to stay. When people are looking at your house, you want them to stick around to continue looking at it. The more comfortable they are, the longer they'll stay in your house. The longer a potential buyer stays in your house, the more likely they are to buy the house. So again, make the house warm and inviting. Second, decorate it. Decorate it nicely with winter decorations, holiday decorations, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those kinds of things. And one thing to consider when you're doing this is don't pull out every decoration you own to put up in your house just because it's the holidays. What you want is tasteful but not overblown. Just enough, not too much. You want someone to see the potential of their decorating in your home and be able to see where they can put their own decorations. They don't want to feel like there's no room for their things when they come in there to look at the house the way you've got it decorated. So keep that in mind. Tasteful, but not too much when it comes to decoration. Another thing to consider when it comes to decorating is you might want to look at hiring a professional decorator. And when I say a professional decorator, I don't mean somebody that comes in and for like $4,000 redoes your entire home. I mean for maybe $100 to a couple $100, you can hire a friend or someone that you know who's very, very good at putting a room together and putting decorations and furniture pieces in the right places. A simple rearrangement of furniture can sometimes really open up a room. So consider hiring a professional decorator or someone who does that, maybe not as a full-time profession, but as a side hustle or a side gig. We have a lady in our church named Faith Rigdon, and she is phenomenal at building or constructing wreaths and helping people see where their rooms fit together. She's come over to our house several times just to help us buy some the correct decorating pieces and put them in the right place and get the furniture in the right place to make the room look right for a certain season. So that's something you might want to consider. So let's see, what else did I have on my list? Let's see. Oh yeah, don't forget curb appeal in the winter. A lot of people think curb appeal is something that you can really affect in the summer and the spring, and to some extent even in the fall, because that's when things grow, that's when things can be pruned, you can have bushes trimmed, you can have flowers planted, those kinds of things. But just because it's winter doesn't mean you can't have curb appeal. We actually have a house right now that this morning we are working on getting the curb appeal right because we're trying to sell it in the month of January. So just because it's the middle of the winter doesn't mean you can't do anything about it. So make sure your leaves are all raked up. Make sure your flower beds, even if they're not planted, they should look neat and clean. So you should have excess leaves raked up out of the flower beds as well. You can still prune the hedges in the summer. You can limb up the trees so that even though the weather's a little bit more dreary, it's cold, the leaves are brown, you may not even see any leaves at all, they may have all fallen, you want to be able to see the house through the trees. So consider limbing up the trees, again, trimming the hedges, raking the yard, blowing off the driveway. You might even consider pressure washing the driveway. That's a very inexpensive way to really make the house pop from the curb if you have a really clean looking driveway. So do everything you can for curb appeal. Just because it's the winter doesn't mean that people aren't looking for curb appeal. So that's a few things you can do to kind of boost your house's appeal for your buyers as they're coming to look at it or as they're driving by from Zillow. And of course, and I say this a lot, but be your own best marketer. Tell everybody you know that you're selling the house. So as long as you're telling people about it, even if Zillow and Trulia and everything else falls off the map, people you talk to will know that you're trying to sell a house. So that's about it. So hope you enjoy those tips. And if you're trying to sell a house, of course, one of the ways you can do that is you can give us a call. You can reach us at 478-953-SELL. That's 953-SELL. or 7355 on your phone, 478-953-7355. And of course, you can always check us out at midgahouseBuyers.com, midgeorgiahousebuyers.com, where you can read a little bit about my family and I and what we do and how we've been buying houses for, 13 years now. So anyway, love to talk to you about your house. If you've got, some kind of problem with your house you need to solve, give us a call or shoot us an email or shoot us a little contact form on our website. Y'all have a good morning, and we'll talk to you later.